Are you ready to become the type of person who knows how to catch AI when it makes mistakes? In this video, I'm going to dive through the very important skill that you can develop as a virtual assistant or as a freelancer or almost anyone at the moment actually on how to catch AI when it's making mistakes. Because honestly, your client doesn't really need more AI tools because honestly, your client doesn't really need more output from the AI. They have a lot of that. They need a way to quality check if the things that they're talking to AI for, or even you're using AI for, is actually the quality or what it is that is needed. And it really goes down to knowing how to quality check the AI before someone else recognizes or sees the mistake of it. So for example, if your client has given you the task of answering their emails and you notice that essentially whatever AI agent that they have that's already doing the emails, you're just making sure that it's actually correct. You notice that it might have gotten like the wrong person's name or the wrong context or just did not run altogether. You are making sure that you are, again, that last check, that barrier before it actually pushes out. Now, within my business, one of the things that I walk a lot of our own clients through is essentially you want to walk through what we call the BOSAI framework, or the BOSAI, where you blueprint your business, you organize it, you systematize it before you get to the point where you're actually assigning it to either be delegated or automated with AI. But the key part of it that I want to make sure that's clear for all of our clients is that just because AI made it doesn't mean that it's always right. And it's important to have what I've essentially built out as kind of the PASS framework of, again, making sure that it actually makes sense, that AI did not just make things up or just made a mistake and it's too late to catch it once you actually post it on LinkedIn or anywhere else. And you've probably heard a lot of the horror stories of other people that this has happened to, where they basically just trusted AI blindly, as a lot of people do, and then things got leaked out or things got pushed out into the public where they just could not take it back anymore. Now, PASS basically means proof, alignment, scope, and send ready. Now, proof is essentially, can AI or Claude, ChatGPT, whatever it is that you're using, actually back up the things that it actually is saying? You want to make sure that you check for the name, the date, the context again for this person, because AI can really sound so confident while it's still actively making things up. This has happened to me too many times. In fact, when I was creating the content calendar for this actual video, it somehow skipped August 2 and went right into like, hey, let's go ahead and plan out our content for August. It started in August 9. And when I asked it back, like, hey, why did you skip August 2? Like, oh, we already created August 2. I'm like, no, we did not. So basically, it just sounded so confident and just barreled through essentially what I was trying to ask it to do. And that's why the P is the proof, is you want to ask it for proof. Like, hey, why did you say this? It's being able to ask yourself and essentially eventually the AI of like, why was this said? Like, what was the assumption here? And the biggest reason why AI does this a lot of the time of like basically what they say, hallucinating, is it tries to fill in the gaps and tries to assume based on past experiences, based on past feedback, or just based on the instructions that you gave it. You want to make sure, especially if you're going to be dealing with data for your client, they're asking you to run through a, analytic report or a financial report, for example, you want to make sure that it can link back to itself, that it double, triple checks its own data. I have asked AI to do this multiple times where I ask it like, hey, can you go ahead and double, triple check that to make sure that it is correct? And basically it's just asking AI to do the job again, just to check itself. Another thing I honestly like to do is I would cross-check it across AI. Is if I created something inside of Claude, I will have ChatGPT double check it and vice versa. Now again, A is alignment. Does it actually match the client, the project, the context that you gave it? For example, if your client has basically given you their brand voice, their skill file essentially for how they write, does it actually match what is asked for? And a lot of the time when we're prompting AI, when we're asking it to do XYZ, we forget to give it a lot of really good context. And a lot of this could just be how you prompted it. But you want to make sure that it actually is aligned, the output is aligned to what you asked it to do. AI just doesn't have any memory of what happened last Tuesday if you did not give it that context. So it is up to you to make sure that you are using the different frameworks that you've seen when it comes to prompting. I created the WOA method, the WOAH, where basically you give it the context of who you are, what you do, who you work with, the outcome that you need from the AI, asking it, ask me questions, so it can ask you clarifying questions. And then the H is the how you want it done. The more clear that you are, the more aligned the output for the AI would be. But again, let's say that you've done all of that and it's still not aligned. That is how you catch AI making a mistake. I have seen this one over and over again where, again, AI sounds perfect. Like if, let's say, created a proposal for a client and it sounds exactly what it is. It was exactly what was asked for, but you kind of double check and it has weird words in it or a different font all of a sudden in the middle of the document. Or I've also gotten reports basically of data that just didn't match the actual data that I was seeing. So essentially there was just no double checking. So you want to make sure that the document is aligned for what it is that you asked for. And honestly, this is part where human context really, really is needed. Now, the first S in pass is scope. Did it actually do what you wanted it to do? Did it stay within the parameters of what you wanted it to do? Now, for example, for email management, AI can go ahead and draft things for you. AI can just recommend how to respond to something. AI can update the whole system, the process of how you're doing email management, and AI can send. Those are different levels of authority that you want to give AI. So again, when it comes to prompting it, you want to make sure that you're very clear about what it is that you're asking the AI to do. And essentially, when you're now looking at the output, you want to make sure that did it actually do the thing that I asked it to do based on the level of trust that I gave it. So as a really, really good example for me, I receive a text every single day, from one of my AI agents where it gives me the briefing of how the day is going to be, blah, blah, blah. But there was a point where sometimes it just wouldn't send me a text, even though it was supposed to. And it was mostly because I didn't give it enough permissions or something renewed, or I had to just reconnect the whole tool. But essentially, I knew the scope of what I wanted it to do, how far I wanted it to do it. And anytime that it failed, I knew that there was something that I needed to go back and fix and quality check myself. You want to make sure that you're very intentional about this. So you pick it, don't let AI pick it for you. Now, the final S is send ready. This is where you basically just double check if it is going to the right person, if it addressed to the right person, that there's no like placeholders where, confirm here or client name actually spelled out on there. You want to just make sure that this is now ready for someone else outside of you, outside of your client, to actually look at and be able to understand what it is that you're asking for that person to do or for that person to read or understand before it actually reaches them. You want to read it as the person receiving it, not as the person sending it. Essentially, once you know the pass framework, you can run it really, really fast every single time. Is it true? Does it fit? Can it go? Is it true? Basically, is the proof that, does it have proof that what it actually gave it is actually aligned? Does it fit? Is the RA, which is basically just alignment, does it actually match what it is that we're asking? And essentially, can it now be sent? Can it be sent with confidence as the human, not the AI confidence? Can it actually be sent now to the person that this was supposed to go? Or can this be shipped out to the public, to the masses, if it's a social media post, for example, or a website, or whatever it is that, again, your client has asked you to do? Can it actually now be seen by other people without things missing or feeling wonky or different? Now, what I really recommend is, as you start doing a lot of this and as you start learning a lot of the limitations of AI, a lot of the things that it can go wrong, is every single time that you give it feedback is you update essentially, and depending on how you want it to be built, I like calling it my anti-AI mistakes skill file instead of my Claude, where every single time that I catch it making a mistake, I edit that skill file and make sure that it always looks at that skill file every single time. Now, if you guys want a whole full tutorial on how to create your own Claude skill, I have a ton of other videos inside of this channel. But essentially what it is and what it means is, as a really good example, the other day, I just noticed that sometimes when I switch my Notion databases from my database to a client's database, if I'm working on a client's system, basically, is that when my scheduled cowork runs and it's supposed to run through all of my tasks and all of my meetings and add tasks into my database, it actually accidentally added it to my client's database instead of mine. And I did not notice it until much later, too much later than I wanted to. And essentially I had to go back and fix that by adding it into my AI file of make sure that you are only filing things into the correct databases inside of Notion. So it just double checks before it pushes anything into Notion, it just double checks it. You want to always keep in mind that AI is great at creating the first draft. But for you, a great virtual assistant or executive assistant, make sure that you run it through the PASS system or the PASS framework. So then you always know that you are the one who's the quality checker for the AI. And if you guys want to learn more about how to use AI in your workflows, in your day-to-day, there's 2 ways that you can connect with me on how to do that. The first one is I do a monthly workshop on AI for virtual assistants. I run that every single month, and it's essentially every 3rd Tuesday, if I remember right. And then the second one is essentially you can join my AI for virtual assistants community on nas.io or nas.com. And I also have an AVA Insider, which is the paid community where I show all of my workflows. I have my AI for virtual assistants full course in there. And essentially it's just easy access for anyone who wants to upgrade their learnings on how to use AI. Now, if you guys liked this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there. Comment below what's a mistake that you've caught AI making and did you catch it in time? And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday on how to grow your career, especially in the age of AI. If you want to grow your business in the age of AI, I have a second channel for you right here, or you can just check out the latest video right here. Hope you guys have an amazing and wonderful day, and with that, small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!